Hello, my students. I wanted to take a moment to talk to you because in this class, I often leave messages that say, please check your feedback. However, I think that some students maybe are not aware what exactly I mean when I say check your feedback. It's very important that you check your feedback because the feedback are my corrections. If you don't check the feedback, you literally do not know what exactly you need to correct. So please, when I leave you a message and it says check your feedback, this is exactly what you need to do. To begin, you need to go to your Canvas page. For this example, I am using my EAP 0440 class, but you can use any class. It's the same thing. When you are in Canvas, I need you to click here where it says grades, and this is going to take you to the grades page. Here, I always want you to go down, scroll down, and I want you to look at your grade. This right here, if I were a student, I would have 82. So I want you to know exactly how many points you have right now. Remember, in Valencia College, the minimum that you need to pass the class is 70%. Now that you know your grade, I also want you to know what is feedback and to know why you are losing points. So, for example, this is my paragraph writing assignment. If I was a student, I would see that I have 41 out of 50. And I always tell my students, I want you to know exactly why you lost points. If you click here, this is what are called the messages. And usually I leave you a message or a comment. In this case, thank you. Please view your feedback to see your corrections. Take care. I tell my students, this is not feedback. These are comments, messages. This is me as a professor talking to you. And I'm telling you, hey, check the feedback. However, my students, this is not the feedback. If you click here where it says the name of the assignment, it's going to take you in the assignment. Once again, you can see the comments right here. But this is not the feedback. If you click here where it says view feedback, this is literally what is called feedback. It is vital that you always check your feedback because here it's where I'm telling you, hey, you made a mistake. Hey, you need to fix this. You can click here in this arrow and enter full screen, or you can click on this arrow here in order to download. Me personally, I'm just gonna click full screen and this is gonna make the file open. At least me, my students. When I zoom in, I tell my students, if you see a color, it means I made a correction. So for example, here it says missing title. I'm literally telling you, my students, you forgot to write the title. Here you have a green line. If you click it, it says missing indentation. The first sentence should always begin with indentation. I see here yellow, I click it, comma after this transition. I see green, I click it, text should be double space, size 12, Times New Roman. These are your corrections. This is your feedback. If you don't read this, you don't know what is your mistake, so you don't know what to fix. So when I say, "Hey, please view your feedback to see your correction," these are the correction. This is the feedback. I have students that make the mistake in all of their assignments. And if you check your feedback in all of their assignments, I write the same correction, missing indentation, missing title, etc. I think that some students honestly don't fix the mistake because they don't know what I mean when I say check your feedback. So my students, now that you know exactly what I mean when I say view your feedback, please go to your grades, see what is missing, see how many points you have, etc. And then, my dear students, check your feedback. This is where you're gonna see exactly what is the problem. And if you learn to fix the problem, you are going to stop losing points. So my students, always check your feedback. Learn from your feedback. And this way, you can avoid problems in the future. Now that you check your feedback, now that you know exactly what you're doing wrong, I want you to do one more thing in case you don't know. You can click right here where it says show rubric, and you can see it here. Or you can once again go to grades, you can go to your assignment, and if you click here, you can see the rubric. What is the rubric, my students? Exactly how I am evaluating you. If your paragraph has main idea, it's perfect, no problem. You can get 10 points or you can lose up to 10 points. If you have connection, in other words, you're talking about the proper topic, you're doing a paragraph, you're following instructions, you get 10 points. If it's wrong, you can lose 10 points. The same thing with support. What does support mean? That you're giving reasons, explanations, etc. If you notice here, my students, I lost points in organization. Why? Because the title, indentation, and double space is missing. So in this case, my students, I am leaving you comments in the rubric explaining why you lost points. And I always want you to check your rubric. I want you to check your comments. In this case, view feedback to see the corrections. So when you see that, my dear students, by now, I hope that you know that we're talking about the feedback that you can view right here. You come here, you can open it in full screen, and this is your feedback. I don't want to say that all of your professors use a rubric, and I don't want to say that all of your professors leave messages and leave feedback. But me, my students, at least in writing assignments and editing assignments, I always leave feedback. If it doesn't say view your feedback, I didn't leave anything. In other words, I didn't have to do any corrections. But my students, one final recommendation that I want to give you for my class, for all of your classes, no matter where you are, doesn't matter the college. Always check your grades. You need to know how you're doing, my students. You need to know if you're missing assignments. You need to know if you're losing points, and you need to know why. After you check your grades, check the comments, check the rubric, and view your feedback. When you see feedback, understand it's nothing personal. It's nothing bad. Feedback means corrections. And the reason that I'm giving you feedback is so you avoid doing mistakes, my students, and you do not lose points in the future. Remember, my goal is that you get 70%. You get 70, you pass the class. So check your grades, check your messages, check the rubric, and check your feedback. Thank you for listening, my students. Have a beautiful day. Thank you.